Well, good evening everyone, and I have not got my usual lovely background here for this news update. Unfortunately, it is way too windy out there. If you didn't see my live stream this morning, the wind is absolutely relentless. There was no chance of filming it out there. But we have got some very good news to bring you. If you are new to the channel, a big welcome. I am Andrew. I live here in Tenerife in the Canary Islands, and I've been here for 8 years. I've got some excellent news for, in particular, travellers from the UK. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so I'm sure some of you will have already seen the great news has finally come out. We've been waiting to see when it was going to happen. That the UK passenger locator forms are no more. They are finishing. You haven't got to worry about filling them in. If you're travelling to the Canary Islands or Spain, you have not got to worry anymore about filling in any of these forms to return back to the UK. The article I'm going to quickly run through. The UK's passenger locator form and all remaining testing rules for unvaccinated arrivals will be scrapped this Friday, the 18th of March. The Transport Secretary has confirmed. Arrivals who will enter the country from 4 a.m. on Friday will no longer need to complete the complex and lengthy form or take any COVID tests before or after travel to the UK. Fantastic news. All remaining COVID travel measures, including the locator form and tests for arrivals, will be stood down from 4 a.m. on the 18th of March. Unvaccinated travellers will no longer have to take the current pre-departure day 2 test. This also applies to arrivals getting to the UK from 4 a.m. on the 18th of March onwards. Until then, you do still have to obviously fill in the form and all those requirements are still there. However, from 4 a.m. this Friday, 18th of March, absolutely fantastic. Things are going to change. The change means a return to completely frictionless travel for travellers arriving in the UK for the first time in nearly 2 years. So if you are going away, you've not got anything to worry about going back home to the UK, which is nice. If I want a little trip back as well, I'm not going to worry about any of these forms and things. They were a big waste of time the last few weeks. I thought they would do it a bit soon. It's been a bit of a waste the last couple of weeks, but that is all fantastic news. What I will run through quickly now is the requirements for if you're coming to the Canary Islands, if you're coming to Tenerife, any of the islands here, Spain as well. And these will be the requirements if you're coming in, because there is still requirements coming in to the Canaries in Spain that you will still have to do. So this is as of the UK government website. All travellers do need to fill in the traveller locator form for Spain. I will leave the link to that in the description. It's completely free to fill in, but you do have to fill it in. It's very similar to the UK one. Your name, where you're staying, how long you're here for, what flight were you on, etc. You do still have to fill that in. The additional documentation you must present on entry when travelling from the UK to Spain is determined by your reason for travel. If you're coming over for tourism, you must show valid proof of being fully vaccinated with both doses of the vaccine at least 14 days prior to your arrival. So if you've only just had your second jab less than 14 days ago, you wouldn't be able to come in. Your second vaccination must have been at least 14 days before you travel. If you're travelling to the UK, from the UK to Spain for tourism purposes and are not fully vaccinated but have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 6 months, you can enter. However, you must have that COVID recovery certificate with your name on, when you tested positive, when you tested negative, etc. It must be a full, proper certificate, not just a quick, show your phone. I tested with a little quick rapid test or something. It must be a proper certificate. So yeah, if you are fully vaccinated, you've got to have had those 2 doses. You must also have a booster if your second vaccine was over 270 days prior to arrival. So if you've had both jabs but you've not had the booster and your second jab was over 270 days before you're going to come, you need to have the booster. You need to show proof of these as well. Have them on your phone, have them printed just in case. They do ask all this information on the Spanish locator form as well. So do have that with you. If you're not fully vaccinated, unfortunately it's very difficult to come in at the moment. You do have to show that you've recovered. Children aged 12 to 17, if you are travelling over and you're not fully vaccinated, you must have a negative test to enter. So if you are travelling with children, you've had your vaccinations but your children aren't fully vaccinated, they must show a negative test to enter into Spain or the Canaries. The main thing is, if you are going to come and you've done that recovery in the past year, it's got to show your full name, it's got to show the date that you first tested positive, the type of test that you took, the name of the country that you got the certificate from, and documented proof of the diagnostic test from which you recovered and showed that you were negative. So they are the basics for coming over. You do still have to be fully vaccinated if you're travelling from the UK. If you're not, you've got to show that you've recovered with a proper correct certificate. You do still have to fill in that form. The link is in the description for that. Make sure you do that properly. Take your time with it. It's not mega complicated, but you know, if you fill in one slightly wrong date, it's going to mess the whole form up and you'll have to start again. So go through it slowly, double check you've filled everything in correctly, and you will be absolutely fine. But fantastic news. I mean, if you're coming over and you were worried about, you know, getting the forms done over here, there was a lot of stress over, I'm going to have to go to reception and they're going to have to print it off for me. There was a lot of stress. Going back to the UK now, you'll be absolutely fine. Whether this is going to apply to Scotland, etc., everyone is saying not quite yet. They do, you know, have slightly separate times normally when they release and change their information. At the moment, this is for entering into England. Whether it's going to soon be for Scotland as well, we will see. It's not quite changed yet for those. So yeah, they are saying that Scotland will make an announcement tomorrow. So hopefully if you are from Scotland, they will change those rules as well. They are pretty pointless in my opinion. So hopefully it will change for you Scots out there as well. If you haven't seen, the weather at the moment is pretty poor. There is a weather warning for the next couple of days. A storm Celia runs through. The seas are very, very bad. There's very high winds. There's delays with some of the flights. There's ferry disruption. There's a lot of palm trees and debris in the roads. If you are over in the next couple of days, do be careful. If you want to see what it was like in Las Americas, I did a live walk around this morning. It was awful. I'll leave the link to that in the description if you want to check out that live stream. If you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts. That's one more stress to not worry about. I think we are going to see over the next few months just more and more growth of people getting more confident now to come over. No changes for Spain. I can't see them dropping the Spanish locator form for a little while. But hopefully we're still waiting for news on the masks being dropped inside over here. But overall, it feels very much back to normal. All the bars and restaurants were full today with the wind. All the capacities are basically back to normal. It's feeling very, very good, very positive at the moment. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. Stride on. Hopefully I'll have a nice view for you next time. Bye, guys.